Hello everybody, welcome back. We are once again at the fair, as you can see, and I did a little bit of playing with our ice cream shack thing. I put ice cream on it because we got ice cream in it, and I thought that was quite cute. I also made it slightly bigger because now we can put cabinets in the back for all the important stuff, and I just threw a till in here. So should we change? Should we not sell it? Should we change it? And maybe give it some red and lighten that. There we go, that looks better. So thank you for your feedback, guys. I appreciate it. I like where I'm going with it. I don't like this though, but I'm gonna leave it there, and the reason I'm gonna leave it there is because that's gonna be so much easier to get in and out of, because I might need it or want it on one of the other shops. What are we going to call them? We're going to have to call them something. But I also think it's very clean, so I actually want to do some stuff to it. Let's see. I was thinking of, we can probably stay with brick. I don't like these bricks because they don't line up, but you know what, let's use these bricks, and then we can just make them really bright. What size brick do we want? That size? I was thinking just around the bottom of the stall. How's that for a word? Stall instead of a shack. That's not bad. That sort of lightens it a little bit, and not lightens it, just like doesn't make it as intense. And maybe if we use this wood and we use planks, siding, but then it's not going to be white anymore, and that's going to get really dull, so maybe not. Okay, let's not use, where am I? Let's either that, or we put the wood around the end, at the end. Wow, I can talk. I promise I can talk. So do we want the big one? I think that one's going to be better, but we're going to need to rotate it. Let's see what that looks like. That's actually quite cute. Do we want it to be slightly bigger? It's not a really big building, so it shouldn't be, yes, that's better. So it can't be ginormous, but I think that looks better. I like that. And then we can just, should we do the whole back, or should we just do what we've been doing here? Maybe just the whole back of it. That'll work. That's quite cute actually. Okay, and then I was looking at this. I was thinking, you know, how cute that would be if we put it all the way around. It's not the big edging, it's the fairly small one, but I think that'll be so cute, just to finish it off and give it a little bit of fun. What do you think of that? And I'm going to have to do a couple of adverts and all kinds of stuff, but that's for later. I think that's cute. That sort of just gives it a bit more character. And I have put side windows in here, so that it's not totally open, and then I built that out to match. So I think that's cute. Should we use the siding in there? That will work. Okay. I like that. Ooh, did you see that? It just like froze on me. That was weird. So let's not do that again. Whatever I did. Hope it's not my computer. I will just cry and cry. That is cute. Should we put this around here? Oops. Yeah, that's the only problem with these images. You got to get right underneath them. I don't want you. I want you. Can I? Can I? No. Sorry. Okay. Somehow or other, we are going to have to move that so we can... Oh my gosh, how big is that? Will you... Yeah. Should we put this right to the end? That's quite cute. I can live with that. I like that you can actually overlay these pretty much anywhere. I just... Sorry, I keep forgetting where I am with the controls. But I also flipped it. If you see that, that's the reverse of that, which is quite cute. And that does look a lot less clean and sharp. Let's find us a roof. Now for the roofs, I was thinking let's do the steel roof or the wooden thatched roof. Okay, so we don't have an option. What colors should we go? Grey, sloped, how high will this become? I love roofs, they make me so happy. Okay, now which one is going to allow me to... Dang it, what's wrong with my computer? Something weird is happening. Oh, that's beautiful. That just looks wrong on so many different levels. Oh, it's that damn... Put it on the floor. There we go. It's this thing that's poking through. That's okay. We can work with that. Can't be too low. Let's just resize the pitch. What am I trying to do? Let's just resize the pitch. Better. Start with that. And then we can resize the sides because that's way too big. Perfect. Well, as good as it's going to get right this very minute. Doesn't have to be super tall. In fact, that's probably good. What do you think with the grey? We can always put different colours, but the grey is a nice basic colour for now. So let's keep that. And I think I'm going to go for white for now. We can always change it. And then we need some, let's do it there. Do we need anything on the outside? I don't. Yes, we do. We need one little block there. And probably one little block there. There we go. I think that brings us a cute little shack. I will change that. I don't like that color. Do we want wood though? Ah, paint. Do we want paint? Maybe we want wood. Let's go for this. That'll work. Because again, I want them each to have a little bit of personality, but I also don't want them to be Did I take that in too far, or is that just this thing? Ugh. Okay. What the heck is going on here? Wow. That's better. I don't know what the heck is happening, but that's fine. And we can always make the roof slightly lower if we want. Although that just it just gives the I hate this thing. I actually do with passion. Let's just get rid of it. I'm not in the mood for it today. Thank you. I stuck these on the shelf up there, but now they can come down here. And if we're standing, this roof is just more than adequate height. So, okay. And then last but not least, we are going to need bins and trash bins and stuff. Did we leave enough space out here on the sidewalk, or is that pushing our luck? I suppose it is. Hey, yeah, that'll look quite ugly out there. So do we put some of, do we put the big bins in, or do we put maybe, I actually like this one. If we do plastic, shiny plastic, and we can do whatever heck color we want. We can put in a couple of bins here on each side for the people going in and going out. The one thing I know we need is a ticket booth. So I think we're going to have to build a ticket booth. Now, this little thing is 3 meters by 3.2 meters. So I think what I'm going to do here, let's go with 3, and we can always make it smaller. We don't need that much space in here, but we are going to need inward. I'm just building and talking and getting carried away here. We are going to need enough height for a door, and I think I'm going to put the door on this side here. And the door we're going to use is probably going to be a very basic one, literally like this kind of door. No, not the bifold door. Where's the little, something like that maybe. Or you can do it in the plain, regular doorknob. There we go. That will be perfect. And then all we need here is to have a counter here and tickets. I think that's going to be big enough. What do you say? But we are going to need to build up a bit of space here. How much do you think we need for tickets? What I've decided is I'm going to use the kitchen cabinets as the height of the actual section where you're looking out of, because that makes sense to me. So if we take a look at that, that is almost pretty much perfect. We stand here and we go, yeah, 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 you want how many tickets and all the rest of it, and then they go away and go and play and win stuff and all that good stuff. I think that'll work. And then all we need in here, literally all we need in here, is a chair and a ticket machine. What does a ticket machine look like? I'm guessing it would be like a computer. We've got a printer. Sure. There we go. Come in, pay your money, get your tickets. And where will I find? There it is there. Pay your money, get your tickets. Everything's peachy just on this side. And then we need to figure out what we're going to put on the floor. I'm thinking concrete or something along that line. Maybe a broom. How about stone blocks? Old stone blocks. How's that going to look? That'll work. And then I guess inside we should have, we'll probably have to have prices and stuff like that. But are we going to do something fun in here? Some stripes, some zigzags, some polka dots. Ooh. Red, white. See what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's fun. That's scary. That'll work. And then we need to change the style of these. I'm going to keep them wood, but I think we're going to go for the weathered driftwood. Yes, and then the countertop. Make it wood, but make it red beech. And then the handles can be black. Yeah, where the driftwood is too pink. I don't like that at all. Alright, let's go with stained pine. Still, can you see it's pink? Alright, so if we change the tops to where the driftwood, what does that look like? Nope. Why? There we go. That works for me. And then we can... let's not put polka dots. And we can... Come on. There we go. And the rotation is wrong on that. Perfect. And then we can probably get, I don't think a full-sized slab of wood will be needed, but we can make it smaller. That'll work. And then I think I'd like to borrow this. Can I borrow that? Yes, I can. I'm almost tempted to use the siding on all the sides except for the front. So they almost look like storage containers, but they don't. But that'll work. I think that's very cute. And then, you see, that was the one I was using with a check on it. Maybe we should use something like this. This, we are going to have to swap it around. There we go. Take the grid snapping off. There we go. Oh, I needed it for that. Thank you. Okay, I like it, sort of. Fairly rustic. We're probably going to have to build it up one or two so that we can put a roof on it. How many are we needing here? Quite a lot. It is quite a lot. Do we need such a high roof on this one? Let's see. Let's borrow a roof and see what we see. Can I put you, please, can I put you on here? Thank you. doesn't need to be that far out anymore because we have a smaller roof. I mean a smaller room. Will the door still open? No, it won't. Pick it up. Just. Let's just copy that, shall we? Awesome. But so for example, let's stand, walk up to the window. It's very small, which is perfect. And I'm thinking, should we go red? We can put a sign here that says tickets, but I would like to put something around the edge there. But it's going to have to be smaller. Maybe that one. Actually, you know what? That probably is big enough. Just to put an edge on it. I think that'll work. Then we've got the bins here. So this will be walking straight in. If you go that way, you've got the, where am I going? Pushing the wrong buttons again. You've got the ice cream straight away. That is 2.6 wide. So let's take this 2.6 down this way. And then we've got paths not going evenly in both directions. So you've got sort of, we can put either another one along here, one along there. We're going to probably want a little playground for kids. And we'll probably, I wouldn't mind a little pond or like a kiddie swimming pool area. And then of course we're going to do the big Ferris wheel at the bottom. But now what I think I want to do while I'm making paths, this is like the central area. Let's take it to there. And I would like to build, I'm looking at an image of, it's like a six-sided building. I suppose it could be four-sided, but do we have, would I be brave enough to use triangles as roof? Let's see, if I use, yeah, you're going to probably would, let's go with that. Let's go with that small, and I would like, how about like a mustard yellow? How does that sound? Doesn't that sound delicious? Now, that's 5 meters. Of course it's 5 meters because we cannot divide 5 meters in this game. So let's do that. If that's 1.6, okay, this is just suppose. Let's find a cabinet again, and then we can literally use these cabinets as our base. Okay, so what are we here? What am I? 1.6? That's almost in the middle. So if I get my little block and I place it here, and I take that, ooh, I'm not flying. Okay. Do I have good snapping on? No, I don't. Awesome. Needs be. I'll make it pretty. I just want to show you what's in my head. Okay, so let's come on, I know you want to. 1.6. I'm going to have to maneuver that a little bit, maybe. Let's just see. Yeah, if I do that, it's going to... That would work if I shrunk it down a smidgen. What am I doing? Let's play with these in the meantime. I like that you can now place them like that, straight on the wall. So they've actually taken the what is that thing called? I'm wondering. Okay. Do you see the sort of what I'm trying? I will make it pretty, I promise. I'll line it all up. And we'll cover all our mistakes. I mean, how cool would that be? As sort of a central place that you can go and either buy stuff hanging off the walls, or would this be big enough? I think so. It's not like we have 1,000 things to sell. Or we could extend this that will give us more space to play. The only question I would have is how the heck do you get into this thing? So do we leave an opening at the back here? Or do we put a door in the back here? Let me know what you think. Because then we can probably get to in if we push it. Seriously. Okay, we'll push it. People are gonna hate because I'm using move tool for the stuff. But I mean, how cool is that? And then we can maybe do, I don't know, driftwood. And then this can be, do we? Yeah, we're gonna have to change a couple of things. Let's do that. Then it'll stop flickering, hopefully. Yeah, I'll make it look pretty, I promise. And then comes the fun part. Because if we are going to make a roof, the roof is going to have to be, whoops, come on, stand. Now the question would be, do we have the option rotation? Prefer. Oh yes. Something like that. And then we can build up we just do a straight block of wood. I'm not looking at heights right now, I'm just looking at what could be fun. Something like that. So if I'm standing on the ground, I'm talking over the counter. We can have shelves and stuff. And yes, that went wonky, didn't it? Is that going to be too chunky? Yeah, we're probably going to have to put shelves rather than the counters, because I think the counters are too big. So if I'm standing and looking, oh yeah, it doesn't work that way anymore, does it? Alright. My little friend. I'm guessing here now, you do know this. Maybe we should just go for a plain, regular white for now. Sorry, I think I painted it. I did. Oops. So, basic stool like that. See, I told you I painted it. Yeah. Something like this, going all the way around all of them. And then, come on, seriously. There we go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. If I do grid snapping on, it's going to give me that. I wish we could make these thinner, but we can't. So it is what it is. Seriously? Can you see that pattern there? Has gone a little weird. And that pattern there has gone a little weird. That is freaky. That is really freaky. Okay, so that's, we are going to have to figure out what's happening with my game, but I think that'll be a cute little stall that I will fine tune, refine and make it look a little bit better, you know. But instead of these things, I think just regular this. How about we used the driftwood in the previous one, so we could do this. All the way around. How deep do we want it? Ooh, freaky eyeballs. That'll work. I just think the wood is too light. Let's see. That's not bad. It's too similar to what we've got there. I think the stained pine or the beech would be good. That'd work. I just don't like what it's doing at the top here. So I'm going to have to figure out how to put a roof on this instead. Because that's definitely not going to work. That's unfortunate. Alright, so if I can't change that, can I? Oh wow. That is weird. Yeah, so something has happened to this poor triangle because I put it on an angle. That is funny. Okay, we're gonna have to figure it out. But I was thinking what we can do in here. Let's just I'm just going to build a regular straight up three by three. I can make it pretty later. Because my thought was we've got all these toys and I know they fit on, we've got all these like squishy toys and they fit on a wall. Seriously? He gave me a funny look, that little dude. Oh boy. Okay. The banana will fit, won't it? Yes. Frog is huge. Won't you fit, Froggy? Dang it. Fine, the ice cream will. It's upside down. The aeroplane's also huge. But, did I? Nearly? There we go. Can I still walk in here? Yes, I can. Okay, can I put a water gun on the wall? I can do. Flying disc? Oh yes. Now the question I have for you guys is, what would this be a stall selling, or would this be like a ring toss? If it's a ring toss, we are going to have to set it up somehow. That works on, it sits on the floor and it sits on the counter. Does it sit on a wall? Probably. So we're going to have to build like a place for them to play ring toss. So let me know what you think of this stall. Might be a bit small. Just a smidgen. But I like it. We can always make it longer, if that makes sense. Because the wall is already pretty far down. So we can maybe put a ring toss game there, and then put the ring toss game on this side as well, and then have a whole bunch of prizes on the sides. So So that will be number 2. Number 3, we're going to need food. So I was thinking maybe we should do this as the food court area. Now, in our new outdoor decor, is it decor? Dang, where is it? Constructions? Where are our stepping stones? We had stones. They gave us stepping stones. There they are. We get slabs. So, for example, we can actually make a paved area here. Yes, we can change this to any color we want. So I would put another stall here, but maybe over there put something like this, because as you walk on it you can actually see the paving stones through it. And then we can maybe put some benches out so that people can have a snack. Just thinking maybe we do need to put, let's extend this. Yes, I'm all over the place. This is what happens with my brain when it sort of gets excited. Then it just doesn't stop. Alright, let's get, oops. Let's leave, what do you think, 2.5 meters plus minus? The burger stand is possibly going to need to be a little bit bigger. I think I said that was 3 meters. Because for the burger stand, we are going to probably need a grill in there. So let's see, if I take that door and I put one here, I can always take off. Inward, I don't remember what floor I put in next door there. But I don't think old stone would be the best bet in the burger joint. We're probably going to need to put in something a little bit more upmarket. Yeah, no. No. That is scary. Should we put tiles in here? We can do tiles. We can do, what colors should we do? Purple. Pink just and burgers. It's just no. We've got the red ticket place. We've got the white ice cream place. Maybe we should do red. That is so intense. Dark red. Why? Better. And then turn it around. And if I open that one, there is enough space. Awesome. But now we are going to need enough space for a grill. Therefore, we are going to need some cabinets, and we're probably going to need a functional sink. I'm going with the cheapest cabinets simply because That's what works. So we've got a sink, and then we need enough space. I don't think we need a stove. I think we just need, let's see how many I can fit in here. Okay, should be a little baby one. Ooh, next size up. There we go. That works. And then we're going to need some we don't really have a grill. We got a pizza oven. We can throw a pizza oven next door there somewhere. That'll work. Then we can take these, and yes, they will fit in here nicely. Come on, stand. Thank you. And then we take, how much do we take out? About that much? A bit more. I'm not sure why my game is doing weird things, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so if we stand here, we've got the ice creams, we've got the burger joint. We can probably put another place here, and oh, we're going inward still. Another something in there. Come on, thank you. And perhaps have the start of a seating area here. The question would be, if I change this, I can do wood. I can't. Okay, so if I do that, oh yes. So we can actually make a checker pattern with wood, which is awesome. How am I doing that? I can just do this. The reason I'm asking is, if I'm not mistaken, we have a picnic table, do we? Do we? Why did I think we had a picnic table? I mean, okay, let's just, yes, you see, that was my question, is can we put tables on the paving? And yes, we can. Okay. So I think that is pretty cool. We can have a seating area here, and then have a pathway. We've got ice creams, we've got burgers, we've got hot dogs. What else do we need? We've got, let's have a look. Burgers, for sure. We'll just throw that up there because we can, and we've got hot dogs. So both of these can be bought from that stall, and probably some juices and stuff like that. Oh, we're going to need fridges in there, aren't we? Like we've got fridges in there. Okay. See, that's why it's always good to figure it out. Okay, if I take you out. We won't have enough space in there for the corner. No. Just delete it. If I do that, and then go and steal this fridge. There's not enough space. Come on. That'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. We could always go with a smaller sink if we really wanted to. That should be enough of a burger joint. And then we can maybe do this, or we can do something totally different with the front of this. Maybe keep the same siding, but change the material, change the color. That's quite cool. That'll work. And then we just need some burger pictures. And then perhaps over here in the corner we can have a place that does hot drinks, tea, coffee, or whatever. So let's, if I want that, oh no, that on there. And if I want that, yes, so we can screw it out some way. So yeah, unless what we do is, oh, we can't do that, damn it, I hate that. Okay, figure it out. So we've got a burger joint. We were talking about food. Let's do food. Okay, so we've got, I don't think we are going to be able to get away with like cans or stuff, but we can probably do like a little place that does chips and cold drinks and sweeties and snacks and pizza. Where's our pizza oven? Gotta be a pizza oven here somewhere. It's under leisure, isn't it? Yes, there's the pizza oven. There's a pizza oven. Ooh, we can do a pizza shop with ovens. We can do, we don't need 2 ovens. So yes, we can do a pizza shop. That'll be cool. And then we can do a playground, some games. I'll probably need to expand this place a little bit so that we've got enough space for the ring toss. But, okay, I've waffled enough. Any ideas? I was thinking of over here, we can have, under leisure, we've got those climbing walls. We can maybe have some climbing walls back here. We can probably do a little playground over there somewhere as well. Somewhere for the parents to chill. We could do a beer garden. Well, it won't be a beer garden so much as a beer tent, but we can do that. And for that we are going to need how much we're for? Let's start here, shall we? See, that will be better. We just throw a whole bunch of those at it. Whoops. Yeah, it hasn't got the same feel of fabric, but it is what it is. So, ideas, what else should we have? We need a pizza joint, a burger shop, a kids playground over there, maybe a little paddling pond, and then for rides, what do you think is doable? We cannot do a roller coaster. Bumper cars, that's complicated. I was thinking maybe a swing ride. Where it lifts up and then the swings spin around. Maybe something like this on a chain. That's very big, but it might be doable. And of course the Ferris wheel back there. So a little bit of work for me to do tonight, but please guys, let me know what you think with regards rides. I would like to know what other stalls should I have? Should I have a market stall? Should I have a place that sells like jams and chutneys and not canned goods, preserves and like little bits, maybe t-shirts? What other games can we have? I know when I was doing my resort, we were talking about games. I don't really want digital games because this is not really what we were looking for, so it would have to be other kind of games. We can't really do an ice rink, nowhere near big enough. We don't have many games. We've got lots of toy type stuff that we can use as giveaways, but we don't really have much other than climbing equipment, ring toss and things like that. Although we've got golf clubs, don't we? How about like a mini golf We can do a little baby one-hole mini golf. That would be fun. Now immediately my brain goes to, can I build a windmill? So that you've got to get your ball through as the windmill turns. My brain must be quiet now and just let me do a little bit of building. If you prefer me doing it this way, let me know. If you would prefer to actually see me building and completing all these things, let me know that as well, because I'm playing around with the various things, so it's always nice to know what you guys prefer watching. And then I'm going to leave it here for today, because as I say, I've literally got a whole bunch of things that I want to get accomplished. And then of course, would you like to see a speed build of the Ferris wheel? Let me know about that as well, because that could be fun if you're interested. And would you like to see a speed build of the flying chairs? Because again, that could be quite fun. In fact, I'm sorry, I'm distracted here, terribly distracted. That's okay. I'm talking and waffling and making pretty patterns at the same time. So let me stand, take my fingers off the keyboard and leave it at that for today. We've got a better understanding of what we want to do, but I think that middle section must be bigger. It must have more prizes. It must have a chance for more than one person to play at a time. So that definitely needs to change. So guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've got any suggestions, let me know. Games, prizes, fun fair rides that are doable in the game. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'll see you on Friday. Sorry. Bye for now.